Corey residence. Corey residence.
Who is this?
It's Loretta. May I help you?
Is my daughter there? It's Amanda.
No, I haven't seen her.
Did she call? Did anyone call?
No. Is everything all right?
Allie's missing. We're at the mall, and I turned my head for 2 seconds, and she disappeared.
Come on, what's this all about? I mean, all this nonsense about giving everything away, it's a test, isn't it? Is that what it is? It's a test of my feelings. A test. Well, how did I do?
You overreacted.
Oh, is that what I did? Concern for your security, for your independence. It was too much, was it? I tipped my hand a bit, did I? And of course, concern about the stock market. I mean, that is a dead giveaway. And anyone, clearly, who would carry on about Alexander's future, well, that man must be the devil incarnate.
Well, that's a bit much.
Do you have any idea how humiliating this feels?
That was not my intention.
You don't trust me, Rachel. How else am I to feel? I mean, you come here and you bait me with this nonsensical story of wanting to strip away all your assets. I don't want your money. I've never wanted your money.
This isn't about money.
No. Do you realize what you've done? You're becoming the very thing you feared.
Look, I never hid from you the fact that I have doubts about this relationship.
No.
I never hid that.
No, indeed you didn't. You've nurtured them till now. Yes. You've done to me what you feared all along that I would do to you.
I've never actually done anything.
Oh, no. Never once. Not since we first joined forces to save your company. Never since I followed you off to New York. I courted you. I pledged my love to you. I even gave up my father for the sake of your beloved Mac. Never once did I betray you. And that, dear Rachel, is what you've just done to me. Yes, you betrayed me. You've betrayed our love. But if that's how you feel, if you can't trust me, and you can't trust yourself, well, I no longer wish to marry you.
Are you quite finished?
This has been a betrayal.
It's no such thing. I floated an idea and you didn't like it.
Ah, stop it. Stop pretending. This was a test. You and I
Yes,
both
it
know
was a test. I didn't kidnap you. I didn't hurt you or threaten to hurt your family.
What are you going to do? You're going to drag my past out of the closet every single time it suits you? I'm not that man, and you know it.
You are exactly the same man. Exactly. But you say you want to change. All I'm doing is trying to assess how deeply that change goes.
Oh, you just simply want to assess it, do you? Well, please, come on, enlighten me.
Are we going to discuss this, or are we going to just trade insults?
What do you expect? I'm angry.
So am I. We're not talking about a love affair here. That comes with a lot less responsibility. We're talking about marriage, a totally different animal.
Well, you're going to give me a lecture now on the legalities and...
listen to me. We're trying to put together two families. That's not a very easy thing to do.
Stop making excuses, Rachel. If it wasn't Amanda, it would be something else. The fact of the matter is you don't trust me.
That's very black and white. We've gone way beyond
It
that.
is black and white. Either you trust me or you don't. You love me or you don't. I'm to be a part of your life. Or I'm not.
I just don't see things that way. I am not a two-dimensional creature.
And by definition, I am. Thank
All
you
right.
again very much.
I have had doubts about us. In the last 6 months, fewer doubts. Because we've worked through this. We've made mistakes, but we've gone on. We've worked through it. I think we have a rather positive track record now that we've made an emotional commitment.
Listen, I don't want to listen to this. We've made a positive track record, haven't we? Well, you sound like a stock analyst. Well, thank you very much. I do not wish to hear you dissecting our feelings. I don't want to hear your analysis of our potential. It's too ruthless and it's too painful. You've hurt me. Don't you understand that, Rachel? You've hurt me. And it can never be safe, Rachel. You either allow yourself to trust, or you don't.
That's one way of looking at it. But it's also about willingness. Willingness to work through things. Either you're willing, or you're not.
I've done everything I can to earn your trust. I've done everything to make up for my past life. But this has nothing to do with willingness. Rachel, you've made up your mind. I am not to be trusted, and therefore marriage is out of the question. Well, I'll make it easier for us. Quite simply, I retract my proposal. Please, would you please leave me now?
They found her at the bus
The
station.
bus station. Every parent's nightmare.
That kid's got a lot of gumption, I'll say that for her.
Oh, that's the trouble with the Corey women. We're all too strong for our own good.
You can never be too strong, not in this life.
Oh, I don't know about that. There are times when I wish I'd just go along with everything and not ask so many questions.
Uh-oh. You and Carl?
It's over.
Not if you love each other.
I don't know about that. He was very angry and very hurt.
He'll get over it.
I don't think so. He took back his proposal. He wants it to be over.
Your coat, sir. Are you all right? I heard raised voices. Is there any news?
No. I've done all I can, Peter. It's now up to her.
But I betrayed him.
What did you say to the guy, Rachel?
That I had to do what's best for everyone, and that if we were to go ahead with the marriage, I would have to go ahead and divest myself of everything I own.
Wait. Hold on a minute.
Yeah. I was offering myself to him penniless. What? You've got a problem with that, too?
Sorry. I just spent so much of my life trying to get a few bucks ahead. It's hard to imagine having the good life and just deciding to toss it.
Yes, well, that isn't Carl's problem. I mean, he has plenty of everything. He's always had everything he needs. He doesn't need my money, my company, my home.
The Carl that I know needs one thing to make him happy, and that is you. So either he's fooled us both, doing the best acting since Valentino, or he's really hurt. Look, if you're in this much of a pickle about his intentions, maybe you're better off without him.
No. Well, for that, Carl.
Well, don't you?
I don't know what to think.
Look, the guy is in love with you. How many hoops you gonna make him jump
I'm
through?
not trying to make him jump through hoops. Look, this has cost me, too. I mean, I told everyone I'm in love with him, including my family, and that wasn't so easy.
That was very gutsy of you. I admit
Yes, and they're at each other's throats about it. I mean, the tension's so thick around here, you could cut it with a knife. And on top of that, Allie runs away.
that. Well, you're not gonna blame yourself for that.
Oh, well, why not? I ran off and tried to find my happiness, didn't I?
Well, you mean their doubts are getting to you.
All I was trying to do was reassure my family. Secure their future for them. Why can't he understand that? That's not a test. That's not a betrayal.
Look, you trusted the guy with everything you care about when you made him head of the company. Now, you're saying, I'm going to take all that back, and it's because I love you. You can't blame the guy for being confused.
Well, he's not confused. He's hurt. Oh, you should have seen his face.
Yeah. I know that look.
All he was doing was asking me to marry him.
So you decided to race over there and test it.
I didn't think of it as a test. I thought it was a solution, not just a test.
Look, don't stand here crying to me. Why don't you go over and tell him you want to kiss and make up?
I'm not sure that's the right thing to do.
Well, only one way to find out.
Allie! Oh, Allie, honey, I'm so worried about you.
She missed Sam.
Having children can really take it out of you.
Yeah.
My husbands were always such a handful. The idea of having children always seemed redundant. Hallelujah! I think there's a change in the weather.
Hey, there she is, our favorite mermaid.
Wow, look at snazzy suit. That's 10 points for style, Allie. Now show us your stuff.
Your mark? Get set. Go! Oh, go! Oh, good for you! Good for you!
It's been a persistent bunch. Well, lad, looks like the two of us are, wandering about in limbo.
If this means so much to you, why did you throw the... Well, somebody's out like a light. Oh, why does all of this business with Carl have to be so difficult?
You like being in control.
I'm scared.
People waste more time these days thinking about all the things that can go wrong. There is no safety net. You got to take your chances, just like the rest of us poor clods.
Yeah, well, you tried and failed 5 times, just like my mother.
3, unless you're suggesting the 2 deceased hubbies died of me.
No.
Okay, I took 5 trips down the aisle. And you know what? I'm not ruling out another one. Because I got something worthwhile from every one of those marriages. It's called living. You ought to try it.
I understand it's really hot and dusty down in Texas these days. I mean, maybe if you ask Allie really nicely, she'll sell you her ticket.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm sorry, but I tell it like it is.
I know. That's why I love you.
So? Waiting for the phone to ring?
No.
Well, you could have fooled me. Is this the Rachel who almost got herself arrested for assault, trying to get to Carl Hutchins to say 2 little words, namely, thank you?
I know. I've never done anything quite like that before.
Do you remember how that made you feel?
Yes?
Well, here's your chance to feel that way again. You're in love, aren't you? You're scared, aren't you? It's the same for all of us, believe me, sweetheart. Call him. I promise not to listen in on the extension.
Loretta?
I begged Helen for her sugar cookie recipe. You did it. You called Carl, didn't you?
No. I'm doing one better. I'm going over to see him in person.
Oh, hallelujah. It's about time you 2 patched things up.
Well, I don't know if we can go that far, but we'll see. I'll give it my best shot.
What made you change your mind?
Well, a very wise woman I know reminded me that life and love are not risk-free.
Especially love.
Yes. And I love Carl. And I want it to work out. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it.
Oh, you're going to go for it? Rachel, are you telling me you're going to marry the guy?
Iris, this is a surprise. Are you trying to impress me with your late hours?
Oh, I believe you needed to see these plans for Corey's 30th anniversary.
I conduct all of my business at the office, Iris.
Publicity is everything for parties, and as we haven't got much time, now I've suggested a 60s theme.
This surely could wait until tomorrow. And inasmuch as I am not a licensed party planner, why don't you tell me why you're really,
Look, I don't give a hoot about hospital policy. I'm leaving.
She has a little baby with her, a boy, about 6 months old.
I haven't seen her, at least not on my floors.
Okay, well, if you do, you know how to get in touch with me. This is my phone number. It's on the back. And anything you say to me, we'll keep between us.
You must really love her to come all this way.
Thanks for your time.
thought you were looking for counterfeit money.
Lorna.
What are you going to do if you find her, Ryan? Hey, security's opened the doors downstairs and Felicia's fans are flooding in. You should see the crowd down there.
What's the matter? Did our famous one oversleep? I don't know. There's no answer.
Oh. Hey, Felicia, wake up. You're going to be late for your big speech.
Maybe we crossed paths and she's already downstairs.
That's a good point. Maybe she's in the dining room. One of us should...
I'll check it.
Okay, and I'll take the garden.
And I'll take the sauna. It's co-ed.
Come to think of it, maybe I'll take the sauna and you take the garden.
Oh, really? Why should you have all the fun?
Fun? We're not interested in fun. We're interested in finding Felicia.
This is nice, isn't it? I love to dance, especially the waltz.
It's a wonderful evening, Felicia.
Could we take a break? I'd like something to drink. Marshall? Marshall! 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 Let go. Please stop it. Stop it. Please stop it. Stop. Please. Please.
What's that face?
What face? I'm saying good morning, how you doing? I got you some coffee and a donut face?
No.
No?
No, how long have we known each other?
Months.
Well, I've never seen that face, and I know them all.
Wait a second. You've been taking inventory on my faces?
Sure. There's that proud doctor face, the world is coming to an end face, the sweet innocent face.
You better be wary of that one. The innocent one.
Then there is the award-winning, I'm leaving the house now. Sorry I left my laundry on the floor, and oh, by the way, there's no milk left face. Oh, and then there is the stellar and often used, I have no clue what you're talking about, Brett face. That's the one where your pupils dilate. But this one...
This one what? Launched 1,000 ships? Or what? Tell me.
I don't know. Complete amazement.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, what was so amazing? I mean, you've seen Charlie and I together before.
I don't know. I plead the Fifth Amendment.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
I can too. It's within my civil rights.
No, you see, civil rights don't apply within relationships, Morgan. Everyone knows that.
Oh, no. Here we go.
You know, when you have a completely
Listen to this.
open and honest relationship, which we do, you can't invoke the Fifth unless it is complete distress, you know? And that might not even work, considering you and I, we both, you know, really look after each other and everything. And your pupils are dilating.
Because you are so wonderful.
Are you going to tell me what that face meant, or am I going to have to get serious?
No. Don't eat the donut. Brett, don't eat the donut. You can have the hole in the middle, but don't touch the donut flesh. Okay, I'll tell. Well, how long have we been babysitting for Charlie? 24 hours now?
Yeah, about that.
And I know we've looked after her before, but this time I just feel different, that's all.
How?
I feel happy, and I feel comfortable and fun, amazed. I feel... 6 months ago, I wouldn't have felt any of this. I want you to know that.
And now?
And now, I feel happier, perhaps, than I've ever felt in my whole life. What is it? What?
So, nothing?
I couldn't find her.
Neither could I. And the fans are about to eat their hardcovers. I think I'm starting to worry.
Wait, let's not jump the gun here. Let's remember that this woman is notoriously late for deadlines.
She's
right?
late for a lot of things, but she never keeps her fans waiting.
Well, they've never been hostile fans before.
Felicia's readers love her because she writes romance.
A lot of Felicia's fans didn't take the news of her semi-retirement very well last night.
So what you're saying is that she might be afraid of a repeat performance.
If you were Felicia, where would you go to walk off a severe case of nerves?
The garage. I'll check it out.
No, Marshall. Frankie and I'll take care of that. You stay here and soothe the savage beasts.
What? No, I don't do crowds. Sorry.
But what do you mean, they'll love you?
These women don't want to see me. They're waiting for a tall white woman in a hat.
I can find you a hat.
Come on, get in there and warm them up.
I don't have anything to say.
What are you talking about? Talk about what you know. Come on.
Look, these people don't care about book editing.
Make them care.
Wow them with the power of print. Think grammar, adjectives.
And if you think they're ready to take it, push the envelope. Tempt them with a dangling participle.
No, Frankie, wait. Oh, sorry. On behalf of Corey Publishing, I'd like to welcome you to this year's Romance Festival. And before we introduce our speaker, the incomparable, if untimely, Felicia Gallant, I'd like to take you behind the scenes of a publishing company and tell you a little bit about how books are made. Books are our friends.
I think the garage is this way. What?
Something's not right.
are you doing here, Lorna?
At the airport. Remember, you told me you were headed for the Big Apple.
And you said you weren't.
A hard man to track down, Harrison. Captain Cooper deserves a medal. Flat out refused to tell me where you were.
That's his job.
Spencer, on the other hand, spilled away.
Good old Spence.
Seems you're a creature of habit. You book the same room in the same hotel whenever you're in town. What is it about the Regis, Ryan? The, chocolates on the pillow or extra help from maid service?
Privacy.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess it's a new doorman because he told me you were going to be here all day. He also said that you've been all over town talking to hotel employees, wondering if they've seen Vicky.
Why are you here, Lorna?
I have some work to do for Jay.
No, why are you here in my face? You went through an awful lot of effort to find me.
Maybe it's because, other than myself, you're the most tenacious person I know. It's part of your charm.
Tenacious? That means, stubborn, pig-headed.
Pig-headed, yes. But you're honest, Ryan. You tell it like it is, and you don't pull any punches. I like that.
You know, it's a good thing that my life doesn't depend on laying low right now, or else I'd be in some serious trouble.
How about you answer my question? Suppose you see Vicky. What's gonna happen next?
It's none of your business.
Well, she's gonna show up with a baby in one hand and a tear-stained note in the other saying, I'm sorry.
Lorna, why don't you get a life?
No, you are gonna walk into her trap all over again, aren't you? You're gonna let Vicky tear your heart out one more time. Ryan!
You see, I think it could work.
You're out of your mind.
Look, strong chin, beautiful eyes.
No, we're not getting our faces carved on our wedding cake.
Aw, come on, it'll be fun, look.
No. End of discussion.
Come on, it's the closest I'll ever get to Mount Rushmore.
Well, then I'll take you on a little trip there, okay? Come on, we got some big decisions to make. Photographers, and the band, and flowers.
Why don't we just scrap it?
What?
Well, don't you sometimes wish we could get married without all this fuss the way your mother and Carl did? You know, no stress, no worry, no matching bridesmaids' gowns, no icing on the petit fours.
No, not at all. I want our wedding to have all the trimmings, okay? I want it to be special, because it's going to be the last wedding I'm ever going to have.
You sure?
I'm sure. Besides, we have to do some heavy-duty celebrating, because these memories have to last 50, 60 years.
You think we'll never remember anything by then, Grandma?
Yes, I think we'll do. Like how it felt to hold you in my arms and dance with you. The moment you kissed me and you made it official. Our wedding night, we make it official all over again.
Allie?
Ellie.
I'm not jumping rope in the house.
Well, could you please come down the stairs a little less like a runaway elephant, please?
I like elephants.
Well, then be a quiet elephant.
And then again, it's an excellent alarm system for when parents get carried away.
I have to call the caterers. Kiwi or Starfruit?
I leave it to you. Leave it to you.
Thank you.
Matter, kid, your mom hurt your feelings, huh?
Why do I have to be quiet? Steven's been here all weekend. He's making tons more noise than me.
Well, Allie, the reason Stephen hasn't been scolded is because things are kind of tough for Stephen right now. You know, his daddy's in a faraway place, and he hasn't seen his mom in a long time.
That's not true. He saw Vicky yesterday.
Felicia, it's Cass. Honey, come on, open the door.
What are we going to do? She's disappeared.
Any more vibes?
Yeah, they're not good.
Okay, I'm gonna get the manager, have him let us in.
No, the manager's going to take too long.
Well, Francis, I do believe what you're suggesting is
Honey,
illegal.
if we get a manager, the press might follow him, and that would not be good for Felicia.
As I was saying, carry on.
Got it.
Good girl.
Cass? She's been drinking.
talking about? I've always been happy.
I've always been a guy.
Yeah, I know.
I've always been a guy's guy. I thought life meant Legos, camping, careful, fishing, going to school, getting a job, getting an apartment. Just don't move next door to anybody who has a screaming kid. Find a gorgeous woman to make out with.
There you go, honey.
You know, I feel so great when you and I feed Charlie.
You do? Hold on, sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I always used to think babies were just a textbook thing. I studied anatomy and illness and the birthing process, but when I walked through the door and I saw you two, you looked wonderful. And she looked wonderful.
Babies always look so sweet, don't they?
Yeah.
Where you going? Where you going?
Uh-oh.
What?
I don't know. I think maybe I'm turning into the sensitive male. I mean, I'm turning into one of those guys who knows what to do with strained peas, who doesn't even have a second thought about which way to put the diapers on. Now, does that mean I have to turn in my membership card?
Oh, only if I do too.
Oh, you got a guy's membership card.
No, but I know exactly how you feel, Morgan. It is so scary.
You're not kidding.
No, I mean, how am I supposed to be this overworked, you know, tomboy architect who gets goosebumps every time you hold Charlie and she smiles at me?
I think the two of us have hit a major domestic iceberg here.
Uh-oh. Well, if it were the Titanic, we'd have to jump over.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. I think that depends on if we're talking about just Charlie here or if this is a whole lot bigger.
So you see, there are many craftsmen who still bind the books by hand. We're talking stitch by stitch here, but that's too expensive for romance novels. So what they do is, the books, the paperback books that you buy, they're bound by glue.
We want Felicia. 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 We want Felicia.
Well?
We got into her room.
Well, was she there? No, and from the looks of things, she spent the night on a bender.
We found a bottle of vodka in there, and it was almost empty.
Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Felicia was ready for this. She wanted to be here. Maybe she was too scared to face a hostile crowd.
But she almost drank that glass of champagne last night.
Well, so that was just a mistake.
But it felt natural to her. And aside from that, she's away from Judy and her regular AA meetings. She was very concerned about that. Oh. But she's only been sober for less than a year. Maybe she bit off more than she can chew.
Okay, fine. That's more reason why we have to go and look for her and help her. We're one step ahead of you. Now, you didn't call the police, did you?
Oh, no, we don't want to get the police involved for Felicia.
That's great, because she's under enough pressure as it is, you know? No, we're going to talk to people. We're going to check the bar and the shops around the hotel, see if anybody's seen her. Oh, well, what about these people? I mean, they want to see Felicia Gallant, and they want to see her now. And if they don't, they're going to want to know why. All right, I'm going to take care of it from here. I'll stall them as long as I can.
That's why the universe gave you the gift of gab. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Find her. And you owe me one. Be careful. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If I could just have your attention for a minute, please. My name is Cass Winthrop, and I'm a close friend of Felicia Gallant. If you'll just give me a moment. I regret to inform you that Miss Gallant has been called away on a family emergency.
Oh, no, please.
me help you, Miss Gallant. You look a little shaky.
Thank God. I thought that my sanity had gone down a few. Walter.
Oh, good. You recognize me.
Yes, of course I do. You work in the mailroom at Corey.
Mm-hmm.
You always say such nice things to everyone.
Thank you. So do you.
Walter, I don't know how in the world I got in here. I hope I didn't get lost last night. Walter, I have to get out of here. Do you think you could help me?
Well, not really. You see, I'm the one who brought you here. Pardon me, Miss Gallant. I was so hoping to get an autograph from you, and you left the convention so quickly. I don't mean to disturb you. You don't remember?
What's this about, Walter? What do you want with me? What? I am so sorry, Walter. This is just a really bad time for me. I mean, I'm due to do a seminar this morning at the Romance Festival.
Yes, I know.
Well, then you understand that there are a lot of people waiting for me. I mean, I promised them they bought tickets. It wouldn't be very nice of me, would it, to disappoint them all?
I agree. It's not good to disappoint your fans.
Right. So, you see, we are on the same wavelength. So, maybe you could call me a cab.
I'm sorry, Miss Gallant, but I can't let you go. It wouldn't be safe.
Safe?
Not at all. At least not for a while.
I'm feeling much better, if that's what you mean. I have my legs back. They don't hurt. Your couch was very comfortable. It's just that when I'm one of those people that when I wake up in the morning, I just want to start my day.
Miss Gallant, did you see the people who came to the conference last night? I mean, really take a good look at them?
Yes. Yes, of course I did. I talked to a lot of them. That's why I really need to get back there. You know, I don't want them worrying about me.
They're already worried. We're all very concerned. We've heard that you're exhausted and depressed, and that would be the only good excuse.
Excuse? For what?
For why you would turn your back on the people who love you. Otherwise, why would you stop writing the kind of books that have given us so much joy?
I can't write romance anymore.
Miss Gallant.
No, I can't. I tried. I really did it. It just didn't work. But I do care about my fans. Every single one of them. That's why I want to get back there because, well, I don't want them worrying about me.
It's very important that you get your rest. We all want to see you back on track again very soon. And I'm going to help you.
Oh, man. All right, did you find out anything?
I spoke to the bartender downstairs, and he didn't see her last night.
Yeah, and I checked the liquor store across the street. No one remembers her buying a bottle last night, or ever for that matter.
If Felicia is out there drinking, we have to find her and help her.
You'll find her.
I'm going to call Judy. Maybe Felicia had the presence of mind to call her sponsor.
It could be she tied one on and spent the night at some motel because she was too embarrassed to come back.
Yeah, well, at this point, let's just hope.
Judy. Hi,
Look.
it's Frankie Frame.
This is all my fault.
Listen, I was wondering if...
No one makes a person drink.
No, Cass, you don't understand. You see, Felicia's been under a lot of pressure lately, and I made it happen. Here she is trying to sell her memoirs to a bunch of people who only want romance novels.
Judy has not heard from Felicia.
Did she say she could be drinking?
Yeah, she thought it was a real possibility. Apparently, the odds of staying sober your first year are not too great.
But then we have to find her and help her.
I'm sorry, Marshall. We can't.
Can you do this? It's the cat's cradle.
I could try. With a little help from the master, of course.
Mhm.
So, Stephen saw his mom in New York, huh?
Mm-hmm. I think they went to Central Park. I'm not sure. Put your hands over there.
Like this?
Uh-huh.
Did he get to visit his mom's hotel?
No, but she said that she'd see him again soon. He liked that.
Uh-huh. How'd I do?
Well,
Any little practice, huh?
maybe after lunch.
Tell you what, why don't you go have lunch and we'll work on that a little later, all right?
Okay.
Andrews, it's Grant Harrison. I'll have you know that my ex-wife was in Central Park yesterday with her older son, Stephen. What? What the hell is the matter with you? Why didn't you tell me my brother was in New York? Yes, I want you to tail him. I'll be there this afternoon.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Amanda, if Sam took Allie, you wouldn't hesitate for a second. It's been months. All I have of my son is a blurred Polaroid from the day he was born and an empty nursery with a crib in it. If there is the slightest chance that I can get to Kirkland, I have to take it.
Okay, just be careful.
You know I will.
I worry about you.
I'll call you when I can, all right? I love you.
I love you too.
Now, what did those eggs ever do to you?
Do not judge me by my eggs. What are you doing back here?
I'm having my messages forwarded here. I went to a bunch more hotels and no one's seen them.
Look, Ryan, I'm really sorry about what I said earlier. It's just, you know me, in my brain, out my mouth.
No. You were right. You had a point. I mean, what happens when Vicky comes back? I mean, Grant's still a factor. She may be afraid that he's going to take the baby away from her.
And hurt you all over again. You're gonna risk it, aren't you?
Probably.
Do you really want to turn your life upside down again?
Yeah. Oh, come on, Lauren. Look at my life. It's already been turned upside down. Look at me. I mean, in one corner, I have a father who I hate, and then by some stroke of fortune, I find out that I like, and then I find out that he's exactly the same man I always thought he was.
Carl's not as evil as you think.
No, he's a criminal. And he's probably passing phony money, and I mean, I would be on his tail right now, except for the fact that I have a brother who drove my fiancée away, and now I finally have a lead as to where she might be.
Well, I know what it's like to have a mess for a family, too, that's for sure. Jenna and I will never be fast, sisterly friends.
I can't even imagine having a normal relationship with my brother. Are you using these?
No.
Good.
Yeah, parents who pop out of nowhere. Siblings you'd rather lose than choose. Life sure ain't some bowl of cherries some bozo once told us it can be.
I'm spinning out of control. I just want something to hold on to.
Vicky, she ditched you, Ryan. She betrayed you. She betrayed you as much as she betrayed Grant.
I love her.
Yeah. Well, I've loved a lot of things, too, in my life, and that sure doesn't mean that they're going to make you happy or that they're going to stick around for very long. Trust me on this.
And why should I trust you on this?
Because I care what happens to you, all right? And if you repeat that to anybody, I will have to kill you.
It's been a long time since a woman said that to me.
She wants to kill you?
No. No, the first part, about you caring about me.
Feel good to feel that again?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the wrong woman talking, right?
Look, in terms of Vicky coming back, I know that the circumstances might be changed, but I don't know, I just look at the future and I think of her in it.
Just one big happy family.
No, I mean, we were never that, but we were moving in that direction, generally. I mean, we were so close. We almost had it all.
When she ran.
Look, Vicky did that to protect her child. She did that out of pure passion. That was pure Vicky. You see, I mean, I can be angry with her, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop loving her.
Have you thought about what you're going to say to her when you find her?
Well, first I'm going to ask if she's okay. And then I'm going to lay into her for leaving me, and then I'm going to grab her and hold her, and I'm going to kiss her until I can hardly breathe anymore. And take it from there. Ellen, do you have anything for me?
I saw the woman in the photo.
Where?
The Fulton, room 1105, and she has a baby.
This could be it. This could be Vicky.
Take it. It's a spare.
Oh, thank you. Forget what Judy says.
She is Felicia's sponsor, Marshall.
She's also miles away. What right does she have to tell us we can't look for Felicia?
We cannot look in the bars because if Felicia is in there, she is probably drunk.
I have poured more hot coffee down my friends' throats over the years. Fixes don't work, and neither do friends trying to help.
Judy says that the
Look,
worst...
just drop this AA sermon. This is Felicia we're talking about here. Who happens to be an alcoholic. Who happens to be a woman who took a great risk and wrote a book that was so painful for her, she almost didn't want to publish it. I don't know. Maybe it was the anxiety that made her drink. Maybe she couldn't face her fans.
The excuse doesn't matter. It's the great alcoholic lie. I can enjoy it, I can control it. But Felicia can't. She has to come to her own senses and help herself.
Okay, fine. But just know this. There is no way on God's green earth I'm gonna let that woman go through this alone.
You can't help her, Marshall. You just can't help her this way.
It's the hardest thing in the world to watch someone you care about suffer. But in this case, we don't have a choice.
Walter, I am so grateful to you and to all my fans for caring so much about
We
me.
care very deeply.
Yes, I can see that. And it means so much to me. And you're right. I did have a very tough past year. In fact, 2 years, really. And it did. It took a lot out of me.
See, I knew you were tired.
Yes, I am a little tired.
And it's completely understandable. I mean, how can you write about romance and happiness when your life is in complete turmoil? We all read the papers, you know.
We?
Your loyal fans. There are legions of us.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. We email each other. You have your own category on the computer bulletin board. Did you realize that?
No. No, I didn't. So, then you do know everything that happened to me last year. How was your year?
Oh, my year was going wonderfully until I heard there wasn't going to be any more Felicia Gallant novels. And everything turned sour. I felt like a ship without a tiller, directionless, motionless, in desperate need of a captain. But my life is about to change for the better. So is yours, Miss Gallant. We're all going to be much happier again very soon.
I need to go home, Walter.
I'm sorry, but I need you to stay.
Oh, well, Well, she went out like a light, but I think she misses her mom.
You scooped her up and you took her out of here before we finished our conversation.
I did?
Yeah. Now, what did you mean when you asked me if this is all bigger than Charlie?
Well, what do you think that I meant?
Well, I was just wondering if you were talking about babies, Charlie in particular, or you were talking about life and relationships in general.
Are you talking about us? Are you talking
Yes,
about
I
our
always think
relationship?
about us. Yes, about our relationship. Now, we've been through a lot together recently, and now I want to start talking about our future.
In general or specifically?
A lot.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Then, when you want to talk about us and our future, does it include having one of these things?
Does it for you? Maybe that's Cass and Frankie. Hello? Evan. Well, actually, I'm busy right now. No, that's fine. Sure, I can meet you at your office in 30 minutes. Great. All right, I'll see you there.
You're going to see Evan Frame?
Yeah, he wants to talk about his house.
Oh, you're designing his house?
Well, if I ace the interview, I mean, Evan wants to discuss the budget. He's talking about spending,
What? Brad, what?
$2.5 million.
It's $2.5 million.
$2.5 million?
You're rich! You're famous!
Oh, I'm nauseous.
Oh.
How am I gonna pull this off, Morgan?
With commitment and a lot of coffee. Come on, you can do this. You have brains, you have brawn, you have beauty. All you have to do is get out there and show the world how great you are. Now just go for it.
Okay, go for it, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, God, not okay. How can I meet with Evan when I have baby spit up all over me? Morgan, I look a mess. What am I gonna do?
Vic?
Vicky, it's me, Ryan. Are you there? Vicky? Vicky, just let me in. Everything's gonna be okay, I promise. Vicky?
Please, Walter. I really would like to go home now.
I understand that, Miss Gallant, and I'd like to help you.
You could. It's easy. You just let me go.
It wouldn't be safe.
What do you mean safe? What does that mean? I don't understand that.
Out there, you lost touch with your writing, your soul. You need rest and recuperation, Miss Gallant. In time, you'll find your muse again. That's why I brought you here. And I'm going to help you.
All right. Maybe I do need a little rest.
Oh, good. This is going to go wonderfully well. And you can trust me. I would never do anything to harm you.
Thank you, Walter.
It's very hard to have a friend who's an alcoholic. When they drink, you want to help. You think you can, but you can't. Because what you're really asking them to do is to stop drinking for you. And that never works.
So what happens is you end up going down with them, and everybody loses.
I hear what you're saying, but we have to do something to help.
We have to let Felicia learn to make her own decisions. She has to want to stay sober for herself, not for us, or else we could make it harder for her to ever be sober again.
So what do we do now?
We wait. And we hope.
And at this point, it wouldn't hurt to pray.
Tonight, the Connor nest is full, so Dan and Roseanne ask someone to spread their wings and fly on Roseanne. And John has a beautiful new neighbor, and Carly decides to buy a Crossroads bar. It's going to be a great season for the John Larroquette Show, tonight on CTV.
You always were such a skittish little thing.
If you don't let me by, I'm going to scream.
Why? It sounds just good old Tommy, overjoyed to see an old friend.
My friend.
Oh, well, I guess, strictly speaking, that's true. Was your brother, Jason. How's he doing? I hope he got rich. I never knew anybody to love money so much as him.
My brother is dead.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. We had some good times together, and why didn't you tell me who you were? Oh, it must have been about John. You were worried about his promotion. Well, hell, if you'd told me that he had married the prettiest little girl from Chadwell, Oklahoma, I would have made him chief of staff years ago.
It has nothing to do with my husband or his promotion, which he earned.
Well, certainly he did. You know, I hope you don't think I'm being forward, but ever since John first introduced us, you're always nervous around me. And there's no need for that, Charlie. I respect your husband's work, and I would never let ancient history color my assessment of his performance. I think he's going to be chief of staff for years to come.
Are you threatening me?
Oh, far from it. I'm simply trying to ease your mind, and I know that you've been struggling with that. John's position is secure, and I think that our childhood friendship is a great boon. Oh, wait till I tell Madeline. She's going to be tickled. I'm always telling her about my time in Oklahoma.
What kind of sick person
And
are you?
You know what? We should get together. It doesn't have to be dinner, but maybe drinks, tennis. Madeline is mad about tennis.
You
Do you and your
expect
husband play?
me to drop by for drinks with your wife?
Or we could come to you. John's always bragging about your cooking. Oklahoma's a long, long ways, and I think we ought to just leave the past buried in the past. And I am truly grateful for the opportunity to get to know the kind of woman that you've become.
The woman I've become. I am who I am because of you. It's taken me my whole life to feel safe in my own skin.
Well, I think that's very commendable, but I know that mental illness is
No,
not a
you
problem.
did this to me.
What?
However ill I became, you started it. You and my brother.
Jason's dead, and so is the past.
I carry what you did to me like a curse, and I won't pretend it never happened, and I won't have drinks with your wife. You repeatedly raped me, Bailey Thompson.
No.
You tried to kill me. You held my head underwater till I swore I wouldn't tell. I was just a child. Afraid to tell, and I kept your secret, afraid to tell for every moment of every day since. And I won't stay silent any longer.
Your body has suffered a severe trauma, Grant, but your vital signs are improving, and if we're careful, and I mean it, we have to be careful, this is no time to take any risks. As a matter of fact, since there's still a danger of infection, I'm going to limit the number of visitors that you have.
Nobody believed me. The nurses, the doctors, they said he wouldn't recover. But I knew that if I just kept standing there by his side, holding his hand and telling him I loved him, that I'd be there no matter what.
Lorna, when was the last time you had something to eat?
I'm not hungry, Mother. I'm not hungry. Look, you were wrong. You were wrong about him. You were wrong about us.
Unconscious,
I just kept holding his hand, willing him back. I kept saying it over and over again. Grant, I love you. I love you, Grant. And then he squeezed my hand back. Mother, he loves me.
I'm sure that your support was a big factor in his recovery, but he's still married.
Amanda left him. Now, there's no reason why we can't be together. I mean, obviously not right now, but when he gets better, we will be.
Take you home, all right? You can change, take a shower.
What, do you think I'm going to leave now before we've had a chance to talk?
He's going to be here for quite a while.
Mother, I'm not leaving. He's going to want to see me.
So it's going to be one visitor, 5 minutes only. It's your choice. Who's it going to be? Who's at the top of your list?
Amanda.
Vicky, I'm glad everything worked out.
No, I know. You just like you don't have to hear about it, you know.
Jake used to say you two were meant for each other. And that he ought to know, seeing as how he and I were. Hey. Be happy, okay? He would have wanted that.
Yeah, you would have.
So, any news on Grant?
I don't know. Last I heard, he was still hanging in there.
I know you don't like him, Vicky, but he was...
Paulina, I don't know who shot him. You know, it wasn't Ryan or me. Whoever did it did the world a favor.
The paper said that Ryan confessed.
He was covering for me.
You let him put his career on the line for you,
I didn't let him do anything. I didn't even know. Besides, Jake would have covered for you, right?
So why did they charge him if he didn't do it?
Because he was so good at making himself look guilty. You know, he's a cop. He knows what to do. Hard part now is going to be unconvincing them. It's okay. We'll do it.
Can you get married?
Yeah. I did get temporary custody of Kirk, so...
I'm happy for you.
I really am. So sorry, sweetheart.
What, Mother? You heard John. Grant can only have one visitor, and of course it's going to be Amanda. I mean, he assumes that she's taking care of his son. His son has to come first.
Okay. So that means we can go home. You can get a little rest.
No, Mother, I've got to stay, okay? I've got to be here. There's no telling what Amanda will do. And Grant might need my damage control.
Lorna, I thought he let you go.
Oh, yeah, well, that... Look, obviously it's irrelevant now that they're not together, okay?
Sweetheart, maybe you're just assuming a little too much
No,
here.
if Grant wanted to fire me, he would have sent John out and then sent me back in there, okay? Obviously he's fine with everything that I'm doing.
Lorna, I know that he has fired you, sweetheart.
But no, he's fine, okay? He knows everything that I've been doing. I've read him every press release, every bit of coverage. He's okay with it, really.
Maybe he couldn't hear you. Maybe he didn't
Mother, he
understand.
heard me, okay? He heard me. No, it's fine. I'm gonna go draft up a press release right now,
Lorna,
okay?
no. Please, honey, that can wait. It can wait.
Mother, a U.S. senator has just survived an assassination attempt. I can't sit on this story. People are gonna want to hear. Now, I've got to go do a good job. Because if I do, his numbers will go way up, and then he'll owe it all to me.
So you will give her the message? Okay, great. Thank you, Maggie. Well, Amanda's not home, but I left word that you were awake and that you wanted to see her.
Thank you.
Grant, the police are going to want to interview you as soon as possible.
Right.
What?
You okay? It's just weird seeing all this, you know. Pool hall, the old high school, this playground. Thinking about Jake growing up on these streets. Sitting in the swing.
one time, when we were kids. You know, we must have been about 9 or 10 years old. We snuck out. Snuck out really late at night. Jake wanted to go down to the fairgrounds and watch the carnival pack up. You know that he likes to do it every year. Anyway, I had this math test the next day, and I hadn't even read the chapter. So the next day at school, Jake pulled the fire alarm. No. You know, to get us out of class. Oh, come on, it was great. You know, the fire truck came, both the cop cars came. Of course, there was no fire. No. Yeah, it was great until Kenny Sullivan ratted him out. And he got suspended. His mom didn't want him to see me, so he used to meet me here every day after school. What did you get, detention? I didn't get anything except for an A on my tests.
What is it with you and men? They're always taking the fall for you so you can get exactly what you want.
I didn't want to go watch the carnival pack up, Paulina.
You could have said no, Vicky. You could have stayed home and studied for your test.
I mean, I didn't ask him to pull the fire alarm.
Oh, please. If you'd asked him, he'd have done it right.
So?
Wouldn't he? So? So I'm not going to argue with something that happened 20 years ago.
Why not? I think you think this is my fault.
What?
I think you think it's my fault. You know, Jake dying because I got him involved in the whole baby switch thing.
No.
Don't you see that's not the way it was supposed to be? It's not. He wanted to be with you, and he never wanted to tell another lie again in his whole life, but I wouldn't let him. You want to know why? Because the only thing I cared about was Kirkland. Now, Jake's dead, and it's like running my hand down a razor every time I think about it. You were supposed to have a full life together and a big house full of kids,
Vicky,
you know,
Vicky. This happened because Jake drove too fast. It didn't have anything to do with you.
I'm just saying, maybe if I wouldn't have been around, you guys would have been a lot happier. You could have started to have a family.
Vicky, I had a year to patch things up with Jake after he tried to take over my father's company, and I didn't. I'm not saying you weren't a problem. You were. We thought about you a lot. But that didn't change the way we felt about each other. Truth is, Jake knew how to be a friend. Could always count on him, and that's one of the things I love the best about him. Lassiter. Jake was always so ashamed of this place.
So was I.
Why? It's where you both come from. I always knew that once Jake made it, he would come back here to Stretch Limo for his 20th high school year reunion.
Only if he had you with him, Paulina.
I'm glad he had you for a friend.
I'm glad he had you for a wife.
Well, it seems that the press got wind of it. I don't know how. Anyway, the police have been pretty insistent.
I'm okay.
Well, I can hold them off for another day or so. It's not a problem.
No. Ryan first. Then the police.
Okay. But if this is too stressful, everybody's gone. Understood?
Yeah.
Get some rest.
Dr. Hudson. Joe Carlino. I'm working with Frankie Frame.
Yes, she told me.
Yeah, Frankie wanted to be here herself, but Charlie has got a head cold, so...
Yeah, so you got nominated?
Right again.
Yeah, I've been there.
Listen, about this investigation. It's okay to talk here?
Yeah. Bailey Thompson.
Seems he's more involved at this Crossroads house than we originally thought. In fact, he's there by himself one night a week.
In what capacity?
He's a volunteer, but he's a bigwig. and he's there alone with these girls. Now, Frankie talked to one of the girls who's staying there, one of the young girls, and she saw her alone with Thompson. She got a very strange vibe.
Does Frankie think that something's going on here?
Yeah, and I've been talking to Thompson's wife, who's a very unhappy lady. She drinks a lot. Something is definitely wrong with her, too.
Have you told Charlene about this?
We just told her.
Mr. Carlino, are you aware of my wife's history?
Frankie's filled me in, yeah. But your wife took it pretty well. And as a matter of fact, she seemed determined to confront Thompson with this thing.
Not alone, not by herself.
No, with you. She made a point of saying that this was something that the two of you were planning to do together.
Do you know where she is now?
As far as I know, I think she's looking for you.
Oh, good. Then she's probably in my office. Listen, have you got a few minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to find her. I'm sure that she's a lot more upset about this than she's letting on. Come on, it's right there.
I don't know what to say. I am struck dumb. You think I can't even say it. And then what was it? I pushed you under the water?
I held my head under the water in the creek behind the house.
No.
Yes, you did. Do you remember that? Water going up my nose, in my ears.
Why should I do
choking,
something like that?
To keep me quiet, to scare me so I would never tell. I was just a child. I didn't even know what sex was.
Well, of course not. You were a child, and so was I.
Oh, no. You were in high school. You knew it was wrong.
No, children are not capable of such things. We were just playing, that's all it was. And this has been some tragic misunderstanding.
No! You raped me, Bailey! There is no mistaking that.
You will just...
No, don't you touch me!
You on medication, Shirley?
You patronized me. I know what you did.
I know that you have a very strong conviction about what happened, and it breaks my heart that you have suffered needlessly all these years. But we were children, and I would never harm a child. It's your mental problems. You've had them since childhood, and you're fixated on this one thing.
My problem started because you raped me, Bailey, and frightened me. If I had at least been able to talk about it, but no, I suffered alone, afraid that you would keep coming back, afraid that you would never let me.
Oh, fear is a terrible thing. It blows things out of proportion.
I'm not afraid anymore. She said, I understand what happened to me, and I know what I have to do. I just never expected. I just thought you might show some remorse for destroying my childhood.
I did not.
Half my life, but this to deny what happened, to keep on lying.
I think that I have been very patient with an irrational
woman. I won't
woman.
lie anymore. I can't. I cannot.
Listen, I am not asking you to lie, Charlene. But I am a very wealthy and influential man. And I am more than willing to forget all this to make a happier future for you and your husband.
You understand? I can't forget. If I could forget. You can't shut me up anymore. I am not a little girl, and I'm not afraid of you. And I am going to open my mouth and tell the truth over and over again to anyone who will listen to me.
Well, I am afraid, Charlene, that I can't let you do that.
You can't stop me this time.
Oh, no. You slander me and I will slap you with a
It's not
lawsuit.
slander if it's the truth.
Are you ready to prove it in a courtroom? A woman with well-documented mental
My
problems?
psychiatrist knows what's happened. He'll back me up.
Of course he would. That's their bread and butter. Getting poor neurotic women to pay them to say that someone
We have
accused them.
documented the abuse. My memory is very clear, very precise.
Do you know the status of these cases in the courts? How many are dismissed every year?
Oh, you seem awfully familiar with these kinds of cases for a car salesman.
Well, everybody knows about them. They're in the TV. All you have to do is turn on the TV, or look in a newspaper, and you can see how many people are always being accused.
I know what happened, Tommy.
You and who else? I would never hurt you, Charlie. We were children. I'm the one who's being hurt here. You were trying to pick up my life and throw it into bits. I am a good, honest man. I am a church-going man. I'm a married man. I am on the board of the hospital. I'm on so many charities I can't even
And they
count them
all
all.
involve children.
Don't you see? I'm trying to make it right.
Listen to me. You've got one chance here. And I know because I've been there. You have got to face the truth. It's the lies that are keeping you sick. And this person you've created, this respectable, church-going, money-giving man is the biggest lie of all.
How dare you judge me?
You raped me, Bailey, and you lied about it. That's all I need to know. And you're still lying. You're still sick. They were right.
Who was right?
You're still doing it, aren't you?
You are
I tell
a
you, if
very
you hurt
nasty,
even one more child.
unbelievable woman. Oh, I will not let you get away with this.
What'll you do? Hold my head underwater?
It was my vote that put your husband in the position he's in.
I was wondering when we would get to that.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime. And I could take it away with just one little phone call. But it's up to you.
Charlene, honey, what is it? What's happening? What?
Sorry, I'm fine. I have to go.
Oh, yeah. Charlene.
Are you ready? Jake would want to be here, Pauline. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Billy, he's asleep.
With Lorna being such a victim.
Hold that thought. Ooh. Sorry, Rocco. The home for retired strong arms just hit me last week. I'm all tapped out. Oh, all right. But this is the last time.
I don't think Rocco appreciates your sense of humor, Cass. Hello, Rocco. What can we do for you?
You gotta help Annie. Now.
As in right this minute?
Oh, for crying out loud. You go back and tell Tony that we will help his apple vendor when we are good and ready. And don't worry, Rocco. Mr. Tuna hardly ever kills the messenger.
Somebody should be afraid of Tony, but it ain't me.
Thank you, Edward.
Mom, I got it from here. I got it down to a
Okay,
science.
I was just trying to help.
I know.
You know, I've decided I like your hair.
Yeah? Thanks.
I think it's cute.
I'm kind of happy with it. I don't believe this. What?
The hospital called. Grant's regained consciousness and he wants to see me.
Doesn't that man ever give up?
I don't know, but that's what I intend to find out. Will you ask Edward to bring the car around again?
Oh, come on. You're not going to go running over there just because he called
I
you.
am not running. Believe me, when I see my soon-to-be ex-husband, I will be in complete control. And what's more, I will be standing on my own 2 feet.
Hi, Molly, right? Remember me?
Hey, Paulina! You're the lady who lost her... Sorry. I mean, my big mouth.
Jake. His name was Jake.
This is Vicky. She was my husband's best friend. Vicky, Molly. Hey. We just got back from, we took Jake's ashes back to Lassiter.
Hometown, huh? That must have been rough. So, how have you been doing, all right?
Better than I expected, actually. Can we get a couple of cups of coffee, please?
Sure, coming right up. Oh, man, I know exactly how you feel. I feel like I've been holding my breath for weeks. Paulina, are you really okay?
I'm getting there, I think. Listen, Vicky, do you think we could talk about something else? I appreciate everything you've done for me and everything. I just...
Absolutely. You know, to tell you the truth, I feel the same way myself.
So, how are things with Ryan?
Oh, they're great. Yeah, things are really good.
Oh, good.
We're gonna get married, you know, as soon as all this stuff with Grant, gets settled, and then, no more adventures, no more crises, and no more trouble.
Senator, you said that you knew who it was that shot you. Who was it?
It was Victoria.
No, look, Grant, look, Vicky didn't shoot you. You just said that you couldn't remember anything.
That's true. That's true. I said I didn't know.
See, he doesn't know. See, he said he doesn't know.
Right. I know how it happened. The last thing I remember, Victoria was standing in front of me with a loaded gun.
No, Grant, that's...
Yes. And I know why.
We were talking about Vicky. Why do you think that she'd want to have you killed?
Because of my son, Kirkland.
You think your ex-wife would want to have you killed because of a custody arrangement, Senator? Don't you think that that's a little...
No. She switched babies. She found another child and she passed him off as my son, as Kirkland.
And you had just found out about it?
Oh, come on, Captain, this doesn't make any sense. I mean, even if he did find out about the baby switching scheme, it doesn't matter because it
Wait a minute. You knew about this too?
Yes, Vicky told me, but she didn't tell me until a lot...
Save it, man, save it. Because the more I find out about how you mishandled this entire mess, the less I like it, all right? Senator, what else did Vicky say to you? Did she threaten you at all?
The gun seemed to say it all, Captain.
Senator, the gun was registered to you, right?
She stole it from my house some months ago.
Okay, so your ex-wife stole your gun, came to your house, and pointed the gun at you. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Oh, come on, Grant. You know this is a bunch of bull.
Harrison, stay out of this. What else did she say, Senator?
She wished I was dead. Her eyes, they were eerie. She
Grant, come on, you know that this isn't true.
Shut up! All right, Senator, what else do you remember?
Pretty fuzzy. I tried to call Ryan. I did call you, didn't I, Ryan? I tried to tell you that I was hurt, that Victoria had hurt me.
Yes, Grant, you called me. You called me, but you didn't say that Vicky had shot you, and you know that that is the truth.
Harrison, do I presume correctly that this call was the reason why you ran out of the station?
Yes.
And once you got over to the senator's estate, he was already down?
Yes.
You came for me, Ryan. You came for me despite what Victoria did. Thank you, Ryan.
No, I don't want your thanks, Grant. Come on, I want you to tell the truth, please.
Senator, I'm going to be back a little later to take an official statement from you, okay? Harrison,
Grant,
come on, let's
Ryan,
go.
I know how much you love her, but she's a dangerous woman. She meant to kill me.
Grant, now you may be able
to fool some people. You may be able to fool the captain here, but you don't fool me, and you're certainly not fooling Vicky. Do you understand me, Grant? Come on, Grant, tell the truth! Grant!
The hell's wrong with you?
Look, Captain, I understand how this must look, and I understand that it looks like I'm in a lot of hot water right now.
Hot water, man? You don't even have a clue as to how much trouble you're in, Ryan.
Come on, Billy, let's just talk about this, all right?
You want to talk about it? We could talk about it all you want, man. Just as soon as I go arrest your fiancé.
I don't mean to sound like a cornball or anything, but I gotta be honest. Lately, you know, my life, it's just felt rosier than Heidi.
I know exactly what you mean. When I walked down that aisle to meet Jake, Sorry, I know I keep saying that I don't want to dredge up the memories, and there I go again, off on Jake.
William, you loved him. And he loved you. So you just, you know, remember what you need to remember when you need to remember it.
How'd you get to be so smart?
Duh, I've always been this smart. You just hated me too much to notice.
Look at us now. I can listen to you talk about getting married, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah, but you've always been like that. You know, life can throw you a curveball, and you don't take it out on the rest of the world.
Talk about your weird mutual admiration society, huh?
Yeah, I think Jake would be pretty surprised. Actually, I think he'd be pretty proud of us.
You know, he never took anybody or anything for granted. I just hope I can be that strong, too.
Hey, refills, anybody?
Oh, no, thanks. You know, the first time I came in here, I'd just come back from the accident site.
Really?
Do you think that's morbid?
No, I don't. I just think you were, you know, trying to deal with death. Nothing wrong with that.
No. But maybe it's time to go back to the place where Jake lived. Remember him that way.
You want to go?
Home.
Grant is a manipulator. He's going to try to manipulate you and everyone else from that hospital bed. He has fooled a lot of people,
Think how
Amanda.
surprised he'll be when he finds out that everyone's on to him. Mom, he's not going to manipulate me. I can promise you that.
I appreciate your resolve, but he's a politician, Amanda. He needs you to get through this.
Mom, listen to me. I told Grant the night he was shot that I was leaving him. All I'm doing now is
He's
just
running to him as soon as he calls for you.
Would you rather the man had died?
Possibly.
No, I'm serious. Answer the question. Did you wish he was dead?
Maybe.
I bet you're under the impression that Cass is a real pain in the neck. Well, you'll be happy to know we all feel that way about him.
Thanks a lot. Look, Rocco, we've had quite a week around here. It's not that we don't want to help Annie, it's just that we haven't quite been able to fit her in. Oh, now what's that supposed to mean? You see, how can you reason with this kind of an
I
attitude?
was doing fine until you butted in.
Oh, great, so now we're going to argue about who's better at sidestepping a hired goon? You were not going to do this to me, pal. You're not going to drag me into some bogus scheme to help that sorry excuse for an actress you call Annie. Come on, Felicia. Annie is about as helpless as I don't know.
Oh, excuse me. The door was open.
You hate Grant enough to want to see him dead?
Well, he's not dead, so it's immaterial. But he is powerful, insidious, and dangerous, and I'd just as soon not see him again.
You don't have to. You're not married to him.
And you don't have to stay married to him for 1 minute longer than you want to.
Mom, don't manage my divorce, okay? I've already been through one. The second should be a lot easier.
We know how he operates now, Amanda. Grant is going to use your pity, your good nature. He's going to...
He'll fail.
right, where is she?
Oh, Captain, I told you, she is out of town. She went out of town with Paulina.
Who are you kidding, Ryan? Those two can't stand to be in the same state together.
That may have been the case before Jake's funeral, but Paulina wanted to spread Jake's ashes somewhere in a park in Lassiter, and Vicky said she'd go along.
I'm supposed to buy that.
Look, Captain, why don't you just call the Coreys, all right? They can tell you the truth.
The truth. You know, that is a very, very strange item coming from you,
Look,
Ryan.
Captain, I know that you think I let you down here, but I swear to you I am on the level. Vicky is out of town, and Grant doesn't know who shot him.
Oh, that's another pretty big slip, naming the wrong shooter.
Look, I'm not saying that I know who shot Grant, but I know who didn't, and Vicky didn't shoot Grant.
So I guess you don't think that Vicky pulled the gun on Grant?
No. I don't think she pulled the trigger either. Billy, come on. She was fighting for her son. She was fighting for her life.
Right, with another woman's kid. Where did that kid come from, Ryan? I'd like to know that. Dare I ask that, or are you going to cover up for her on that one, too?
That's the only thing that did work out all right, Billy, because the right family now has the right son.
Oh, that's really nice, Ryan. I just love it when kidnappings work out, don't you?
You know, Captain, I'm really getting sick of the attitude that you're putting forward.
Listen, this other thing, you confessing to this whole thing, this is about one of the dumbest things you've ever done. One of the stupidest covers I've ever seen. It takes the cake, Ryan. Don't be surprised if you never get your badge back.
Hello. Hi. What are you? Look awful, Billy. You look like you're ready for heart surgery.
Listen, Vicky, the captain wants to ask you a few questions.
Ryan, I can revoke your bail for obstruction of justice.
You guys want to tell me what's going on here?
I think we'll leave that up to you, Vicky, since you seem to be the one with all the answers.
Annie, you look positively frozen. Here. Come on, sit down. Is that the only coat you have?
Don't stop at the throw, Felicia. Why don't you take Frankie's good coat out of the front closet?
Annie, are you comfortable? Yes. Can I get you anything? Coffee, tea, something?
Lunch from the Harbor Club?
Cass, please. Now, Rocco brought Annie over here for a good reason. Why don't we find out what that is?
Can't wait.
Annie, can't you please tell us the whole story?
Well, remember my problem about my daughter, you know, discovering that I wasn't a bag lady.
Yes, we certainly remember that. It's just, you know, it isn't that we don't want to help you. It's just that we've been so busy lately.
I know you're busy. I know, and honest. If Fiona hadn't written to me again, I would have let this go as long as possible, honest. My daughter, Mr. Winthrop, the one who's at school.
In Europe.
Anyway, this came yesterday.
May I?
Oh, please. I'm afraid if I start reading it, I'll start bawling like a baby.
Look, Cass, it's from Vienna. Mrs. Maxwell Merriman, The Love Towers.
Well, you know, Tony knows the doorman, and since the doorman is the one who sorts the mail...
He also is helping you.
Isn't that against the law, tampering with the mail?
For heaven's sake. We're doing this for a good cause. What's the matter with you? Okay. Dear Mother, I'm sorry you couldn't rearrange your